Let's wait a little bit for everyone to join.
Hey, Titus.
Hey Ty, what's going on?
How you doing? I was in the Google Meet link.
Yeah, no worries. We are live, but we're waiting for people to join. So April, I'll wait for you to kick us off when you're ready.
Is Karthik joining? I got Karthik would
No,
be here.
I think
Okay.
he said he couldn't make it, so we can do the presentation without him.
Okay, just give me 1 minute because I will stream this on Discord. So yeah, my staff is not hasn't. 1 minute, I will call my staff to stream this on Discord and.
All right, so we'll wait here for a bit. Let me see if I can bring in my slides in the meantime.
It's my first time using Streamlab.
I've used it before. It's a cool platform.
Looks like they use something similar on MLH, Major League Hacking.
Yeah, I think they use. Yeah, there's a few Restream. There's like a few platforms that do this. Okay.
This is an hour, right?
That's the slot we have, allocated, but we can do it in less if we don't end up consuming the whole thing.
Okay, I think we are good to go. So welcome everybody to today's workshop. Today we have our special guest from Civic, and I think like at least for everyone that master like creating game and you still confusing about how to integrate with Solana, Civic should be your first choice because you just need to like 5 minutes or like maybe 30 minutes of vibe coding with AI, and then you can implement the wallet and everything. So I think today workshop will be very interesting and helpful. And thank you. So Titus and Tyrone, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
For sure. Thanks for the intro. We're very happy to be here. We're very happy to support some of the builders. As you can see, like we're focused on delivering an AI-ready Auth and gaming-ready Auth and Web3-ready Auth in general, with just a few lines of code. You'll see in the first part, we'll walk through a few of the features of the platform, and then I'll leave it off to Ty to walk you through how this gets implemented and show you a live demo of how to integrate Discord login that creates a Web3 wallet on Solana. And hopefully all goes well and you get an informative session out of it. And feel free to ask us questions and interact with us as the story unfolds. So my name's Titus. I run go-to-market for Civic. Ty here, he's our DevRel, also senior engineer. We're going to be the people talking with you guys and also like interacting with you as you're building in this hackathon. So really excited to be here. So first of all, what is Civic? Why Civic Auth? We've been in the crypto space for over 10 years. We've built mostly in the identity space and authorization authentication space for a long time. We landed on Civic Auth because we want to help builders deploy authentication with embedded wallets in minutes with a secure, composable, developer-first platform. So what this means is you don't have to kind of overthink the early parts of your application, like what is your foundational starter kit. We want to be there to help you sign up users and then also give them some wallets. So I'm going to walk through some of the platform features before we dive into the actual demo itself. You can also see other builders have tried it out. You won't be the first ones. We've been through a few hundred integrations. We've had thousands of people sign up for the platform. So people have been building, especially on Solana, with it for a few months now. And you can see that they're quite excited about the way they were able to deploy things. Our pricing is super simple. I know this one's a big question for a lot of people, like how much does this cost? You don't have to worry about it until you reach 2,000 monthly active users with wallets. There's no cost. And then after that, it's 25 per month and 2.5 cents per additional monthly active user. You can check our pricing calculator here with this QR code. It's all super transparent. It's on our website. It's also in our docs. So you don't have to worry about it. What's more, with this particular event, you have access to $10,000 worth of Auth credits if you apply to our builder program by emailing bd@civic.com. So on top of the 2,000 free MAUs, once you hit that, then we're offering you an extra $10,000 as a credit to not have to pay that monthly fee and not have to pay the 2.5 cents per extra MAU until you consume through the $10,000 credits. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to experiment, a lot of flexibility to grow. We want you to be successful. As I said, our focus is like giving you access to rapid integration. It's a drop-in SDK. It'll be live in production under 5 minutes with your typical vibe coding tools. No pressure tied to meet that in the workshop itself, because we want to make sure we explain how things work and like kind of walk through each step rather than deploy something very, very quickly and people don't understand how it works. But to give you an idea of what to expect, you sign up for auth.civic.com, you get your client ID, you install the library, and then you deploy it by wrapping your app inside the Civic Auth provider. That's, I think, the super, super high level step-by-step approach to deploy it. But Ty here will walk you through the whole process. Now, what does Civic Auth bring to your app? Essentially, it's a composable, flexible, single sign-on. So you can sign people up with email addresses. You can sign people up with Discord, with Google, with Apple, with Facebook, GitHub, and several other SSOs, X, Microsoft. If you choose to use Google, Apple, and email, if the user signs in with any of those methods and the email matches, then that account is linked. Every other account will be created as a separate account. And then attached to these accounts, we'll create Web3 wallets. I'll get to those in a second. You can also brand your login experience. It can be dark mode. It can be light mode. You can add your app name to it. It'll show up there. It's built for every stack. We try to cover as many frameworks as possible. We work with React, Next, Node, Python. It's OIDC, Auth 2.0 API compliant out of the box. As you can see here, we're covering a lot of these frameworks, and then we're adding new ones. Like every few weeks, you'll see us adding more and more support. We also have a Slack community where you can ask questions. We have an AI-driven developer support approach. So you come in, you ask questions. Our support agent will respond. And if you still have questions after chatting with our support agent, then our engineers will jump in and help you out. Definitely, it's one place where you can get started, ask questions. If you get stuck, scan this code, join our community, and engage with us there for further info. We also created a multi-language dashboard. So for now, English, Spanish, and German are available. As you can see, sort of in these screenshots, we will be adding more languages as we grow. And then now onto the Web3 embedded wallets. Essentially what happens is when a user signs up, they get a wallet created for them. You can see here this wallet address. You can send the transactions. You can also sign messages as part of this integration. What's very important here is like the user is never presented with like, hey, here are your secret phrases and private keys and whatnot in the traditional wallet flows. But rather than that, we decided to secure the private keys with hardware security modules. They're attached to the Auth method that that person used to sign up. So the account that they used is attached to their private key, but that is not shared with the user. There's no shards, no Shamir secrets, no things like that. Just specialized Federal Information Processing Standard FIPS 140-2. This is a extremely secure custom cryptographic silicon device that we use to sign transactions on the user's behalf. So it makes the user experience a lot more seamless, and it removes some of the complexity for the builders. Like, where do we store the private keys? How do we help the user have a safe experience, but without kind of hindering their UX by showing them 12 words or 24 words, and as we did in the previous years in the crypto space. We also want to help you be successful when you're ready to go live. We're offering co-marketing. Just reach out to us, tell us about the project, send us links, demos, other cool work, and then our social media and PR team, our marketing team, will help you essentially amplify some of those messages that you're going live, be featured in our newsletter. And then we have our own podcast as well. So I host a monthly podcast. We'd love to have you on it as you get ready to launch, talk about like your games, your use cases, and how you are building and how you're thinking about the space. So this is an open invitation. Once you're ready, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be very happy to take a look at your project. So I think that was my part. Didn't want to spend too much time on that because I think the interesting bit comes now from Ty, the live coding session. And then here you'll see how Civic Auth gets deployed, how Auth gets created, and yeah, we'll test it out for you. But I'll hand it off to Ty to take you forward.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm really excited to run this demo with you. I'm going to take you through basically an end product, and then we're going to build that out using vibe coding tools that Tyler's just explained. So I'm just going to share my screen. Just let me know once you can see it.
I think we still have the presentation up.
All right. Awesome. So you can see my screen?
Yep.
Great. So I just want to take you through the end product because we're going to try and get there. We won't get to the full end state of the product because we're going to be talking it through, showing you how we build apps using vibe coding, using Claude Code, and show you different techniques. But I just want to kind of give you an idea of where we got to within like 45 minutes to an hour, and it's got quite a lot of functionality behind the scenes. So as you can see here, the first thing is we've got the sign in button, and this is just a sign in button to allow me to sign in with Civic Auth. I haven't configured Discord here. We will do that in the actual app we're building. So I'm going to log in here with Google, SSO provider. Once I'm logged in, it's going to show me a button to go to the dashboard. And once I go to the dashboard, it's going to show me my details, including my wallet address and what we are going to be building. So the idea around this demo is what we're going to build is a person can log in, have an embedded wallet address. They can select the character traits. Once they've selected the character traits, it's based on the whole honeycomb protocol. And it will generate a prompt for the LLM to generate an image. So once we've got that done, why is this thing not moving here?
So the 45 minutes actually to build this whole thing, not just the auth.
Exactly. So we won't get, I highly doubt we're going to get to the whole LLM part. And what it's going to do is it's not taking these traits, it's passing it to LLM to ask it to generate a prompt. Once it's got that prompt, it's going to generate an image. And once it's got that image, we can attest that image using this line attestation service on chain. And we're not going to get there, but you guys can come to our GitHub repo for any sort of inspiration to check some of the apps that we are building. And the idea is here just to kind of give you an inspiration of how you might use, because AI is quite topical at the moment. You might not be using it, you might be using it, but how you can use it in combination with what we're building. Because we're going to be using a prompt in order to build our product. This might be something that you might be using. So you can see here, it generated an image using OpenAI. and then it created the prompt. This was the prompt that it used to generate the image above. So if we're happy with it, this is the hash that we can use, and we can create that attestation on chain. And now it's using the embedded wallet to actually sign the transaction and put it on chain. I'm not going to go through the whole flow here, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of that's what we're going to strive for. Any question there, Titus?
None so far, but you can see like this is the end state, and we're gonna walk you through the first part to add auth and then make sure that wallet works.
I have a question. How did you get the cloud to contribute to your code? Like I saw like the contributor was like cloud on the GitHub.
Yes,
Hello Civic. How did you do that?
I'll show you through Claude Code, but the idea is that when it commits on its behalf. So when you push it, it's the contributor is Claude. So when I'm using Claude Code, I might say at a specific checkpoint, please commit the following code because I'm happy with it. And then that becomes a contributor. So it's using Claude Code as a contributor there. Okay, so you can basically see here, this is a basic bare bones app. There's nothing here, there's no auth. It's just a basic app that has just been a simple Next.js app with the boilerplate code in it. So the thing that we want to do now is we need to add authentication. That's going to be our first step. So first thing you need to do is just go to docs.civic.com. And you can see Titus did a good job of explaining all the different integration options and how to implement for your specific tech stack. The one thing that you do want to go to is we've got the specific tab here for AI prompts. If you're using something like Claude Code, Cursor, any of the other LLM generated tools. And we've carefully created this prompt here. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but it's going to take you through step-by-step of how to add Civic Auth to your application without writing any code. Our ethos has always been that we want Civic to be easy to add and very secure. So you can concentrate on your idea. You don't have to worry about how to add authentication. You can just copy in a prompt and then paste it to Claude. So the app is running there at the moment. Now I'm going to start Claude Code here. And blank, it's got no context whatsoever. The first thing I want to do is paste my prompt. But for those of you who aren't familiar with Claude Code, it's basically just a CLI tool to be able to build your app using natural language and in a very easy and seamless way. You can, like I mentioned, you can use other tools like Cursor, but if you want to vibe code, this I find is the best. I've recently moved from Cursor to Claude Code because the rest of the team is using it, and I really, really enjoy it. They've done a great job. And if this is your first stint in the whole LLM, if you use ChatGPT, Claude Desktop, this gives you a good idea of what an agent is and its agentic behavior and what it can do. They've done an excellent job. So what I'm going to do is just paste that prompt in there, and it's going to tell Claude what it needs to do. So the first thing it needs to do is it's going to go to our docs. And if you see here, I click on that, those are our docs. This is in Markdown format. You can see if I take this .md out here, that is the normal docs page. But in order to not trip the LLM up, we want documentation that is just Markdown without any noise in it. So that's what Claude's going to do, and it's going to use a call request to fetch that. So once it's putting that together, it's going to download all the content, and it's going to know exactly the steps it needs to take in order to add auth to our product. So you can see it's identified the specific to-dos that it needs to do. And now the first thing it does is it says it needs a client ID. And it tells you exactly how to get the client ID. So let's go to auth.civic.com and grab our client ID. I'm going to use my Google login SSO because it has a bunch of my apps I've already set up, and I don't want to waste time going through that whole flow, but I'm going to run you through exactly everything you need to do for the first-time user. So as you can see, for the first-time user, it's taking me to this user dashboard. But if this is the first time you're logging into the app, you're going to come here. And this tells you exactly how to grab your client ID, how to install it, and all for the different platforms. You'll notice here the AI prompt isn't in here. That is something that will come. So if you do want to go to the AI prompt, you don't ever have to go to the docs again. You can just stay in your dashboard. So I'm going to come to this Hello app. I just want to rename it to Hello Honey, because that's the app we're building. And that is my client ID there. So I need to grab that. But before doing that, let's just take you and run you through the dashboard. So you'll come to your login options here, and you can see I've configured my app to have these SSO providers. I've got Google, Discord, that's fine, that looks great to me. I'm not making any changes. And then the one thing you want to do is if you want to add embedded wallet support, come to this tab, and then enable it here. You can see that I cannot disable it. That's because I've got a user that has already been issued an embedded wallet. So if you have any users that have already been issued embedded wallets, you won't be able to disable embedded wallet support. And what that means is if I go to users here, you can see there's tyron@civic.com, and there are my different wallet addresses. So once we build this out, the one thing we do want to see is that when it grabs my wallet, this is the correct wallet address. Yeah, so the only thing we need here is specifically the client ID. So I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to say, yes, we do want Web3 support, protect dashboard routes, and then we do not have existing auth. So the idea is that we've got this login page, you sign in, and then once you go to the dashboard, you'll be able to see all your user information, including your wallet address. So the dashboard route is the protected route. So that's all the information I need to pass into the LLM for it to start building the auth. And now go grab a coffee, speak to your friends, send a message. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to go through each of these steps just to make sure that it's doing the right thing. Because you want to make sure that it's not going off and doing something that's incorrect. So the first thing it's doing is now adding the dependency.
Can you make the screen bigger? I think it's a little small on the text. Yeah.
Is that better?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And while we're waiting, I think what Ty means by not having it do anything bad, I don't know if you saw, but I think Replit was the culprit that deleted the production database for a vibe coder while the vibe coder was vibe coding. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on it, so it's on the right track.
Exactly. I mean, one of the things we do talk about in Civic is where we find that it's helping us, where it's hindering us, so pros and cons. And the one thing is it's very easy for you to lose context while the LLM is building your application. So like I said in the beginning, is you want to break it down into manageable chunks, like auth first, embedded wallet second, UI next, those kind of things. If you see here, it's doing exactly what's in the documentation. So if I go back to the docs and I go to the next JS docs implementation, you'll see it's just running through each of these steps. And you can verify that it's doing correct by coming here and making sure that it is doing everything correctly. So you can see here, it decided that it's going to protect that middleware. That's the dashboard route. So if you are not signed in, you won't be able to go to the dashboard route. But you can add any sort of API endpoints, like in the LLM generated API endpoint, you want people to log in before it generates an image. You can add that to the matcher there that I just showed you. So now it's adding the auth provider. I think we are here in the step process. It might have gone up. I think it was at the top. Yeah.
I have a question. I saw on the dashboard you got the user login data. So do you store the data somewhere on the database or the on chain?
Yes, we store like user logins and basic analytical data, but never the private keys. I mean, the wallet addresses are public, so you want to see that data. But yeah, we do store the user data, but obviously we have gone through compliance. I don't know if you want to speak more to that, Titus.
It is encrypted or you store it
Yes.
is encrypted on your database?
Yes, exactly. So we've gone through a whole SOC compliance. So all of that stuff is required by us that we won't leak that information. But we're not staring, I mean, it's PII in the sense of, but you like Titus mentioned, there's no private keys that are being stored. There's no information that you could be able to go and for example, steal the user's funds.
Yeah. I think that's important to point out that you don't store any private key.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. We don't have access to the private keys. It's stored in the hardware base.
Yep, that was the whole point of that hardware section that I mentioned is instead of the traditional private keys derived, the 12 words, 24 words, whatever people use, we don't even surface that to the user. It's created in the back end and it's attached to that hardware device. and we don't have access to it.
Cool. So it went through all the steps. I'm not going to run PBM run build because it takes a long time. But I'm just going to run the app, and we can see how it one-shotted Auth. It is a non-deterministic system, so it might not be nice to me today, but we have tested this prompt in a way. Okay, cool. I was already logged in because I logged in using the other app, the final product. So I'm just going to log out there, and I am going to sign in. And you can see I've got Discord authentication. I've got Google. If I use Discord, I can sign in here.
So you see, you get all that information from the Discord profile that you can use then in your app context.
Exactly. And cool. So now it created this protected route where I'm logged in. Looks terrible, but it's got my user information. It's got my email address. And we haven't added the wallet address yet. We're going to do that next. But I hope you get an idea of like how quick and easy that was just to add authentication to your app. And the next thing is we're going to just add embedded wallet support.
And it pulled the profile picture as well from Discord, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool. So let's go back to our docs. We've got the docs here. So now if you want to go and specifically do something with Solana Ethereum, you come to the docs here and you can see exactly how you can do specific things, how to get the wallet address, how to create the wallets, how to use the wallets, check the balance, and basically do everything. We also support the Solana wallet adapter. We've got an example we can share with you on how to do that. So for example, if you're using the Solana wallet adapter, it will give you an option to log in via Civic. If you click on that, it basically goes through the Auth dance flow like I just showed you, and you'll be able to log into your app like that. So you don't have to be bound by the button that we built. You can use whatever you want. So the thing that I want to do is here, you'll notice that I haven't got a prompt for this yet. I have created it. It still just needs to be reviewed and run through a few tests before we can make sure that it does it exactly. But I'm pretty happy with it. So let's just say that the LLM now has access to this documentation. So I'm going to say, Claude, no, don't do that. Please use the following documentation. Use curl, and then say we want to show the Solana wallet on the dashboard. So now it's going to be basically pulling all that documentation that I showed you from here. And it's going to give the LLM context on how to build out a wallet by showing the wallet on the dashboard. Cool. So let's log out there, sign in, and let it do the thing that it needs to do. So like I'm proving each and every single step, but you might want to just let the LLM go and do its thing. But I do think that it's important to review what it's doing so you don't lose context, and that if you do run into an issue, you know how to troubleshoot it. So now it's creating a wallet display component. The one thing that I also do want to point out that's really quite a good technique, and it's really, I enjoy doing this as a vibe coder, is that you want to like kind of get the design in your style. And I think we'll do that after showing the wallet display, because I'm not a real big fan of what it looks like at the moment. And I can show you how you can build a professional looking product, even though you're not a UI or UX designer expert.
I mean, it's one of those things, like there's so many frameworks, especially like front-end frameworks that you can use. So it's dealer's choice at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's using Tailwind here. I don't think it's using ShardCM. But yeah, you can see also, like, for example, the one thing is it's putting a bunch of inline styles. So if you're building a product that you want to have a consistent style, the one thing you want to do is just create a prompt to say to the LLM, please be an expert UI UX designer, and then move your variables. I mean, look at the components, create a global.css file, put your CSS variables in there, and then reference that when you're trying to build a new component. So like everything kind of looks consistent and professional. Cool, so there it added and finished everything. It always makes this mistake, and I don't know why it does that, but you'll notice that the import it got is wrong. The use wallet is in, and the LLM will get it right. Like I'll just paste in the error and it should import it. So the use user wallet is in a different import. It's not under, where is it? Am I in Solana? Yeah, user has wallet, sorry, it's in a different import. So it incorrectly assumed it was in this namespace, but it's wrong. So I can just say, I can paste it in here to say that what the error is, and it should be able to fix it by looking at the documentation again. So we can just paste that error, and it should correct the import. Otherwise, you can go and fix it yourself. Okay, cool, it fixed it. But like I said, like it's not perfect. It's an undetermined system. So sometimes you get it right, sometimes it won't. But yeah, so now if we go to the dashboard, we should, oh, it's finally out. Let me just see. Yeah. I'm gonna just log in with Google here because I know I specifically have a wallet there. And now if I go to the dashboard, you'll see there's my wallet address, which is great. So now we've got this 2C wallet address. Let's just go to the dashboard again to confirm that is that user. I think it's Tyrant Civic, yeah, 2C. So there is the wallet address. And
the other one is the one that you created with your Discord.
Exactly, yeah. So one's one email address, the other's my personal email address. Okay, so great. I mean, how are we looking for time? So like, let's just kind of spruce up this design. So like, I kind of want to show you like a good idea of like a workflow that works quite nice is like you can go to dribble.com here and like search for a dashboard design and look for something that like kind of looks professional. You're not stealing the design because it's never going to replicate it, but you kind of want something with a look and feel that you want to use on your back end. I kind of like that dark one. This is quite nice. Yeah, I really like that. So you can take that, just take a screenshot. And this is the part that I really, really like, because you can like vibe it out to get a look and feel that you really like. One thing I do want to point out is also at this point, have Claude commit your code so it is in a working state, and you're moving on in specific checkpoints. So for example, I generated this task list using an LLM to keep state of what we're trying to build. And then if you paste this into your Claude Code project and ask it to reference it, it'll know exactly how to build it out. So we can do that after we just like update the design to ask the LLM, where are we in the process and what should we be moving on to next? And every time it builds out a feature, it will come back and mark a tick of that it's done this. And this is also good for you, and it's also good for your team to understand where in the process you are. And it kind of keeps things very structured about exactly what it wants to do. So it's a really good time to take a step back before you build your project and like just sketch out something that you want to build and then tell the LLM to generate your task list that you can then use to keep track. Yeah, okay, cool. So saying task one, I really like this design. Can we create something with a similar look and feel? I love minimal with a color scheme of black and white. So now you're just kind of like experimenting, trying to figure out like what works, what doesn't work, how you feel, like the idea of your product, and the design system that you want to build. And then I really suggest like doing this in the beginning, because if you do this in the beginning, then any components you build going forward are going to reference the same design system. And you're going to kind of keep things consistent. I'm not going to review everything it's doing there. I'm going to pretend that I know that it's an expert designer.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, exactly. But yeah, in the meantime, there's any questions you want to ask while it goes out and does this. I mean, it's really cool. I like the idea of like being able to go grab a coffee and let it do its thing, coming back and reviewing what it's done, and then seeing if I like the look and feel of it working.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome. Like the MD file with the to do. Like I definitely gonna apply it for myself.
Oh yeah, of course. I really
Yeah.
want people to come into to our Slack channel, and we will share a lot of these tips. And we will also want to get tips and tricks from you guys of how you're using it, because it's a very new space. Like a lot of people are in it, they've got different techniques of how they use it. So like we really want to kind of create a community there where we're sharing different things. So it kind of did a good job. Like, I'm not crazy about it. It still looks very AI-ish, but I'm not going to spend time doing this. What we want to do now is maybe we can move on to how much time do we have left. What time do you want to stop, Titus?
I think we can go for another 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. So that's cool. So like, let's kind of keep it there. The one thing is, let me show you something here, is that if you go Claude, it's got a set of tools. So what I mean by tools is something the LLM can do beyond what it's been trained on to do. So like if you need to go get context to build a specific product in a specific way, the LLM can do that. So like one of the tools is web search. So if I go, what tools do you have available?
Can you use voice with like a cloud code? I don't think it's possible, right?
Use what, sorry?
Voice chat.
Oh, yes, you can. Like I've got this,
Oh,
like, hello. It's a different tool that'll just paste in there.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand your hello, like Scandinavian writing there.
Okay. It's got MCP context 7 here. Okay, that's great. So this is one of the MCP tools, and like Titus can probably talk more into the stuff we're doing around MCP, but this is one of the MCP tools that I definitely use. It allows you to go in and fetch specific documentation, like we're going to do for the AI Versal SDK, where we're going to build this trait builder that is going to then combine these traits, pass it to the LLM, ask it to generate us an image prompt that we can then use to generate an image.
But hey, Ty, I think coming back to the Solana functionality, can we do like a signed transaction component with Claude here and see how that works with the wallet that we created?
Can you show me my balance on the dashboard? So let's first just have it now. Currently, it's just showing the public key. So we want to use it to be able to get the balance, and you can. I think we've got docs on how to do that. The one thing that we're also going to be adding to the docs is like recipes to show you like how to quickly do certain things, like I don't know, send a transaction between two people, maybe you could use the Solana attestation to attest something on chain, but basically like little things that you might want to do that you don't necessarily want to dig into the docs of like how the Solana wallet adapter does it. But yeah, so if I go into Next.js, sorry, Solana, I think we've got balance here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So like I could copy that, but let's see if it figured it out itself. Okay, it's not showing the balance there. I don't know why it's not. I don't know what it did. We can review what it did up there. The dash shows wallet status and wallet information, but I don't see any balance function. Yeah. Okay. You can just say refer to the docs, but I'm going to just paste in a snippet. Here is a snippet on how to show the balance.
Yeah, so it does require some hand holding here and there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Like it's like a lot of people say it's going to take away a lot of coding jobs and this and that, but like you have to. You don't know what you don't know, right? Like you need to have, like, if you're building Solana, you're still going to have Solana knowledge in order to build an app. But you can get it to do a lot of the boilerplate code for you without having to write it yourself. And I don't know how people feel about writing this code, but
I mean, I wouldn't know how to do it at face value, but I mean, it's very helpful if I'm trying to build something really quickly. Like, can I get this done for me?
Exactly. And like you can learn at the same time. Like you can understand what is it trying to do, how's it trying to do it, and like guided in a certain way on how to do it. Like that's called like import to the correct lamports per sol. Let's see if it's showing it now.
Okay, so
let's see what the error is. 403 because I'm using a public RPC. Let's say, can you use DevNet? Can you use DevNet? I just want to make sure that it was making a call to mainnet. Yeah, so there's no call to mainnet beta. So you can't use the public RPC mainnet beta. You have to use something like obviously like QuickNode. Otherwise, it's going to return you back a 403. I think we had someone in the Discord channel around the same thing.
Okay. There you go.
There is my balance. And if I went to something like, let's actually go through, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to sign and send. Let's try. Let's say, okay, I'm going to go back to these docs.civic.com, and I'm going to say, this is how you send a transaction. We would like to be able to send some SOL. Refer to the following snippet and build out the UI to do so. So let's see if this works.
And I'm just going to prepare a Solana wallet address to send to, just to have it quickly do that.
Yeah.
Which is also going to be a Civic Auth generated one.
Okay.
All right, copy. I'm going to paste that address. I'm going to actually send it via the private chat here. There it is.
Perfect. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it even added the Explorer button. You might notice that it might assume things and add things that you don't necessarily want. But that's the whole idea of being explicit in your instructions. Really good. Okay, cool. So there's a send SOL button. Let's add the recipient's address. I'm going to send 0.1. And, okay. Let's copy that error. This is an error I do tend to find that this line SDK that it runs into this issue. This was actually a lot of the time I spent with the initial demo that I showed you was trying to get it to attest the transaction and send it on chain. That was one of the issues that I had. I don't know why it's checking if there's a wallet. Let's just see if we can get it to work.
We're pushing the vibe coding limits.
Okay, let's refresh. But this is the whole idea. It's like if you're vibe coding and it's not working, you should probably jump into the code and figure out what's going on. You just kind of let it run and do its thing. I wish I remembered why it was getting this specific error. I think are we using web3.js to send TX? Because sometimes it uses a different Web3 library, so I should have known what it is specifically using. Yes, we are using it. We are still getting the error. Let me just see if there is any other thing that we have added here specifically. Actually, I want to see if it's getting the wallet specifically like that. But yeah, so the idea is that you undo it. And this is the example if you want to go see how we can sign and send a message and how it works.
You want to switch to Solana?
And then it will take me through to my Gmail to see verification code. And that's a signed message. I can also send Sol. Let's send it to that address. I really want to get it to work in the demo. Why is it not working? But of course it doesn't. Not everything go your way. Cool, that's a transaction hash that you should have gotten. Okay, instead of found the issue, so let's see if it did work.
Hey, I got the 0.1 Sol. There it is.
But that was sent from the wallet demo. Let's see.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. No, I don't know. Something is going wrong in there. Let me just see if I try one more time. There's something with the sign and it's not working. Like I said, I ran into this exact same issue yesterday, and I wish I could remember what the issue was. But this is a good opportunity also to debug with it. So it's going to add a bunch of console.log statements that you can then copy and paste into the LLM to see like what it is. And this is also good for you to debug. So once we come in, we'll see what the wallet addresses are. Let's see. Cool. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but like this is the whole debugging process that you have to kind of go through. And the idea is that you do kind of have to, let's see if I figured out. I can see the issue that what I was assigned was not a center on this really. No, I can't.
I think it actually happens the same for me when sometimes like I ask do some coding and then cloud and then after that I ask again the same question and then keep a different solution, and that's not what I want. So
Yeah.
it does happen. Yeah.
Exactly. Are you using Claude Code or are you using Cursor?
I'm using cloud. The web one
Okay.
because I'm also because I'm not 100% coding right now, so I'm
Hey.
also
It works.
chatting with the okay, it's working.
But it's like I think a good learning for as you're coding. I'm a relatively new coder. I started coding seriously 3 years ago. I had some coding backgrounds in the past, but not a lot. But I mean, you should never give up when it comes to these kind of things. Try different methods, try to send them all the errors, and eventually you'll find a breakthrough. And I have 0.2 Sol now in that wallet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's see the transaction and DevNet.
Yeah, I think the important is not to give up, grinding until the AI feel you.
Yeah, to take a step back and try to figure out what it's trying to do, especially if you're using Solana and you're building applications on the blockchain, you don't want to introduce any security issues. We've also noticed when it's building our tests, for example, it might just stub out the test just to get it to pass. And then you ask it, why is it doing that? And it's like, oh, I'm sorry I did that. But that's a pretty bad thing to do.
Yeah. Sometimes it just chooses the simplest path for it to achieve the result at face value, even if it's taking some trade-offs. So I think that's a caveat that we need to add to any kind of vibe coding exercise. But hey, I'm glad we pushed through. And if we're brave enough to do this live, then you should be able to deploy on your own and focus in your environment and kind of iterate in a cool way. So thanks Ty for that demo. I think it's super cool that we got to a point where the transaction worked, the wallet is functional. As you can see, that's the basic building blocks that you need to get your app started, your game started, and it's all using a super straightforward approach and step-by-step vibe coding.
Yeah, I think that was like beautiful, like how you debug and everything. And I think this workshop will be very valuable for anyone that like want to integrate like Civic or even just vibe coding and you know. And usually, like in the end of the workshop, we'll have like a game for everyone to play and wins a little bit of money. So B, can you? Yeah, so this is a game that you can join and ask some question about Civic and just like it's just for fun. So I see a lot of people on Discord. So like, hey guys, let's join. What about you, OV? OV is like I think he's online. Jonas, do you want to join Jonas? Metropolis, Pino, Bowick, Titan.
I don't see you there, Titus.
Just scan the code right now.
Yeah, let's wait a little bit because I think people still joining in. I vibe code the question in the quiz, so yeah, for this challenge as well. Okay, I think. What about OV? Is OV here? Yeah, OV usually. Do you want to join OV? We are waiting for you. Metropolis, Kristen, Free Sordep. Yeah, we just have to wait for OV. Uh,
Um, so, guys, I'm gonna let you continue this without me. I have to drop. I have a podcast episode
okay,
starting in 5 minutes. So,
thank you.
it's a
So
pleasure.
yeah,
Thank you for having us.
No,
Thanks everybody for participating and Ty for vibe coding for us.
thank you.
And yeah, enjoy the quiz.
yeah. Thank you for joining in, and yeah. Okay. I'm still waiting for you, OV. We are still waiting for OV. Is it? Are you coming? Maybe we can start now. It's okay if you join late because like you still can play the game. Just scan the QR. So Final question. Oh, you won.
I would hope I would.
So, do you want because like it's obviously like you can. Do you want to like take the reward for yourself, or you want to give it to the second place?
Give it to the second place, please.
Oh, okay. So Sayu, she is like the genius, like to be honest, because she won like this third time, fourth time she won. So if you are looking like for, if you're hiring digital artists, and go to Sayu because she's so smart.
Okay. Thank you for that.
But
Definitely.
double it. So Jonas say like, do you want to double it and give it to Sayu?
Yeah,
Double
please.
it is mean. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, two beautiful gentlemen came from Civic, come here to teach us about how to connect to Solana. And I think this is the end of our workshop. So thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you very
you,
much.
Tyrone. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.